Well, hello. I'm Jennifer Hollick with the World War II Research and Writing Center in the Ancestral Souls Wisdom School. And today I would like to talk about why we need to stop calling every military record a service record. So, terminology in genealogy and military research. When you are doing your genealogy, a lot of people understand what a census record is, what a birth certificate is, maybe what a deed to land is, a draft registration card. There is no problem there. However, when a genealogist or somebody who is new to researching and writing military stories starts looking at records, all of a sudden everything is called a service record. And this is not correct. Using incorrect terminology when we are discussing military records of any type for any branch and calling it all a service record can create a lot of confusion and really send people off in the wrong directions. And I'm seeing this a lot in genealogy Facebook groups and also in some military writing groups and research groups right now. Everything's a service record. And people are saying, I found his service records on Ancestry. I found his service records on Fold 3. I found his service records on NARA Catalog. No, no, you didn't. Let me tell you why. The service record is technically the official military personnel file, the OMPF. Okay. Those are held at the National Personnel Record Center in St. Louis. And yes, in 1973, there was a fire that destroyed approximately 80% of those Army and Army Air Force service files. But there are lots of answers that can be found. I have been reconstructing military service for 15 years. I developed the strategy, and I promise you there are answers. If you're interested, go down into the comments. I teach classes on this every week. You can visit my World War II website. I've been writing about it there for more than 10 years and elsewhere on the internet for 15, along with my books. Now, if you find an official military personnel file online somewhere, chances are it is going to be through NARA catalog, but it's going to be for someone who was very important or did something outstanding that warranted having their service file placed on NARA catalog. Or if you're going to find it on a blog post, or maybe somebody attached it to a family tree, you are not going to find official military personnel records, service files on Ancestry Fold 3 NARA catalog otherwise. Okay. There is also a lot of confusion when you talk about the OMPF and the IDPF. The IDPF is the individual deceased personnel file. That was created only if someone died while in military service. That IDPF was never in St. Louis up until the last few years. So it is 2026. If you're watching this in the future, the surnames A through L for the IDPFs have been in St. Louis since just before 2020, I think. And M through Z is there now. Okay. When you talk about, because both of these file types have personnel in them, people just assume they're the same thing and they're not. I'll post an article in the comments that I wrote about what the difference is between these two files if you need some help. So we have service record, the OMPF. We have a death record, the IDPF. And then we have a lot of other records that are available. We have Army Morning Reports, which you can use to reconstruct Army or Army Air Force service. If you're looking for World War I, they are on Fold 3. If you're looking for World War II, they are on NARA catalog through December 1944. And again, I'm recording this at the end of May 2026. We're still waiting for 1945. If you're looking for World War I up to about 1939 rosters, those are on Family Search. Okay. If you are looking for Navy muster rolls, you can go to Ancestry or Fold 3 or NARA catalog. In fact, I would invite you to search all three when you're looking for military records and maybe just check to see if Family Search has anything. They have very little, but they might have something different. NARA catalog usually has what's on Ancestry and Fold 3 plus additional records. So make sure you hit all three. If you're looking for Marine records, there's the Marine Corps muster roll. You can find that on Ancestry Fold 3, NARA catalog, and other websites. But those are the big three. Okay. Muster rolls, morning reports, these are not service records, but a lot of people title them that. No, we need to be using correct terminology because there is so much confusion and misinformation about the 1973 fire that people think you can't find anything, but it's not true. If we use the correct terminology, we can guide people to the appropriate records. Okay. Now, when we're looking at unit level records, for example, and by the way, these are the records I talk about in this video are just a few of the many varieties across all branches that exist. Okay, but this just gives you an idea. Now, when we look at unit records, most branches will have some sort of unit history, maybe a regimental history, something like that, where you start at the top and then you work down through the different layers. You might have some casualty records. You may have some graves registration records. You may have hospital records. You might have unit journals, mission reports, encounter reports, escape and evasion. You might have aircraft accident reports or missing aircrew reports and all kinds of other things like that. Okay, let's call the records what they actually are instead of just saying service records. Because again, it's just adding so much confusion and leading so many people astray. If you need more resources, please check the links below in the comments. And also, I do teach classes every week on full 3 NARA catalog, branch specific like Army small group coaching, where you're going to get my 2-part strategy specific to Army records. And actually, if you're watching this before the 3rd of June, 2026, I'm living in World War II land. I do have an Army Air Force small group coaching if you'd like to learn how to reconstruct their service. Come and join that. So just visit the Ancestral Souls Wisdom School online store and sign up for whatever you would like to learn. And if there's something I'm not showing on there yet, let me know because I do rotate the classes. I do rotate the branch specific classes. I have a World War II death class. I have a prisoner of war class. And I'm diving more into the ancestral healing, war trauma, all of that as well. So let me know if there's something there that you need. Have a great day. Bye.